What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we got some interesting news. As former unified WBC, WBA, welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Keith one-time Thurman. Don't duck me, son. Keith one-time Thurman, who is 30 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. He is 33, 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. He's been called out once again. This is nothing new, as Keith Thurman has been being called out for quite some time. Keith Thurman has been relatively inactive over the past 6 years, only having 3 fights in 6 years. But he's still a big deal in the sport of boxing. He's a sought-out commodity, right? He is still a big deal in the sport of boxing. A lot of people want to see Keith Thurman face off and give the opportunity to undefeated IBF, International Boxing Federation, newly crowned welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, the phenom, as I refer to him as, Jaron Boots Ennis, who is 31 wins, no loss, no draw, 28 wins by way of knockout. He is now 26 years of age, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach. Many people are clamoring to see Keith Thurman versus Jaron Boots Ennis. Keith Thurman just simply doesn't seem too interested in obliging that fight. Jaron Boots Ennis has just been elevated to the IBF welterweight world champion because the 3-division, 2-division undisputed world champion and now former welterweight undisputed world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world in Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford has now been stripped or removed of his IBF title as he inherited Jaron Boots Ennis as his mandatory after he defeated the former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Earl the True Spence Jr., July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. Jaron Ennis was Errol Spence's mandatory. Terrence Crawford beats Errol Spence. He inherited Jaron Ennis as his mandatory. The rest is history. They have an immediate rematch clause. The IBF said, Mr. Peoples, president of the IBF, said he's not going to wait around, and they're going to elevate Jaron Boots Ennis and strip Terrence Crawford. So many people want to see that fight. Keith Thurman, Jaron Boots Ennis. But Keith Thurman seems to once again give us the merry-go-round, the runaround with that fight, as he did that with Errol the True Spence Jr., where he says, send the contract. I never seen a contract from Jaron Boots Ennis. I never seen a contract from Errol the True Spence Jr. Send the contract. But Keith Thurman has never said such words when it comes to him and wanting to fight now retired, legendary, iconic Hall of Fame superstar boxer Floyd Mayweather. He never said that he sent Floyd Mayweather a contract. Nonetheless, Keith Thurman has been being called out as of late, shockingly, by undefeated, former lightweight undisputed world champion, now junior welterweight title contender, Devin the Dream Haney, who is 30 wins, no losses, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, 25 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. Devin Haney, shockingly, out of nowhere, says that he wants to go to welterweight, he wants to dare to be great, and he wants to challenge Keith Thurman. So Keith Thurman recently responded to Nesta Gibbs, the boxing voice, and Ringwalk Danny. And so with that said, Keith Thurman responds. And Keith Thurman says he'll gladly accept the fight. Now, initially, Keith Thurman wasn't showing much interest in the fight with Devin Haney, who Devin Haney is going to have a fight next Saturday as he's going to take on 2-time WBC junior welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Regis PROGRAIS, okay? Regis PROGRAIS is 29 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 24 big wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. December 9th, San Francisco, California, Chase Center, where the Golden State Warriors play. The home of Devin Haney's mom, and the Bay Area, the home of his father, trainer, manager, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, Bill Haney, who is from Oakland. So, with that said, they're going to fight. And Devin Haney wants to become a 3-division champion. and Devin Haney wants to move up and challenge himself. Not to dismiss the mega fight that Devin Haney has been clamoring for, which is a fight with him and 3-division, 5-time world champion superstar boxer who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the face or one of the faces of the sport of boxing, and Gervonta Tank Davis, superstar boxer, who is Gervonta Tank Davis is now 29 wins, no loss, no draw, 27 wins by way of knockout. He is 29 years of age, 5'5", with a 67-inch arm reach. That's the fight Devin Haney wants, but they stated if they don't receive an offer from Gervonta Tank Davis next, that they're going to move on and dare to be great. And the name that they want to seek out is Keith Thurman, right? Now, this is what Keith Thurman had to say in response to being called out. He says, quote, "I'll take the fight next year. Send the contract." These are Keith Thurman's famous words. He's always telling somebody else to send the contract, but yet in negotiations, Keith Thurman is going to want to be the A side, but he wants everybody else to send him the contract. Now, they're going to send him the contract. I guess he's going to counteroffer. He says, "Send the contract. Haney is a great boxer, but has no power. Great speed. I saw Haney at the casino with his crew enjoying themselves. Spence versus Crawford fight. I guess he was sizing me up. Just win impressive and be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. I love a good fight and doing big things in boxing. Haney is a big name right now. These guys don't like staying in their lane these days. Must not want Tank or Shakur Stevenson, but wants a big fight with a bigger man respect. Wish I could take up your invitation to the fight." If you don't know, Devin and Bill offered to have Keith Thurman present at the fight. "Wish I could take up your invitation to the fight, but I can't make it, okay? Don't have the time to fly out to the West Coast for the weekend. I'll tune in to the show and maybe put out a few tweets. Don't get beat up," end quote. So Keith Thurman is saying that he'll gladly take the offer to fight Devin Haney next. Again, like I said, Devin Haney recently vacated all his belts at 135, okay? Devin Haney, this is not an indication, regardless of what people are going to tell you, that this is an indication that Devin Haney is ducking Gervonta Tank Davis. That's not what that indicates, okay? He vacated the belts, but keep in mind, Gervonta Tank Davis is on record on numerous of times. Even right now, Gervonta Tank Davis says, belts don't matter. I'm not concerned with belts. All they do is collect dust. He's the WBA lightweight regular champion. He simultaneously held 3 belts in 3 separate weight classes, but he held the super title at 130, the regular title at 135 and 140, okay? With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis has now been elevated to the WBA super champion. And Devin and Gervonta Tank Davis responded to that by saying, "I don't want the belts. I want it in blood," meaning that he wants to fight Devin the Dream Haney. He don't want the belts, okay? So with that said, again, he's denouncing the belts. So the fact that Devin Haney vacates the belts has no indication and no bearings on him not fighting Gervonta Tank Davis, okay? Even if he goes up to 147 and challenges Keith Thurman, that's not an indication that he can't come back down and fight Gervonta Tank Davis. With that said, what weight class is yet to be seen? Gervonta Tank Davis has had a fight at 140, but he stated he's not comfortable at 140. But again, nonetheless, we'll see when the money starts talking, right? So Keith Thurman accepting the opportunity to fight Devin Haney, or vice versa. Devin Haney accepting the opportunity or offering the opportunity, and Keith Thurman obliging him. It's a great fight. They're both crafty. They're both skilled. They're both talented. And they're both well accomplished. Keith Thurman is well accomplished. You get many people saying, why isn't Devin Haney seeking out a fight with Jerron Boots Ennis? Well, Jerron Boots Ennis is not as accomplished as Keith Thurman. He's not as big of a name as Keith Thurman. Hence the reason why we want to see Jerron Boots Ennis get a passing of a torch fight with the same very own Keith Thurman. We want to see Jerron Ennis get the opportunity to fight Keith Thurman because it's a massive name, a big name, and a marquee fight for Jerron Ennis, just like it's a marquee fight for Devin Haney. But Jerron Ennis hasn't done much in comparison to that of Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman right now is a Hall of Famer. Jerron Ennis has not gotten that opportunity yet. He's been avoided. He hasn't gotten the opportunity. Devin Haney would be historic to jump up and become a 3-division champion, beating Regis PROGRAIS, then beating Keith Thurman. It's a huge accomplishment. If Devin Haney goes up, fights, and hypothetically speaking, beats Jaron Boots Ennis, well, then people will say, well, Jaron Boots Ennis, we didn't see him do anything. He had potential, but he didn't do anything. He didn't beat Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence for the title. Keith Thurman, on the other hand, without a title, is still a massive draw. It's still a big name. That's the difference, period. So if Devin Haney was to fight and beat Keith Thurman and then stay in the division, then I will call for Devin Haney versus Jaron Boots Ennis. If he's not planning on going back down to fight Gervonta Tank Davis or a fight with Teofimo Lopez or Ryan Garcia, a fight of that magnitude, then I would say you need to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. That would be a huge fight, period. So Keith Thurman says he'll gladly accept. Let's see how this unfolds. First things first, obviously, we have to see what's next for Gervonta Tank Davis and what direction he goes in, because if he offers a contract and sends Devin Haney an offer to fight him, well, then Keith Thurman and all this talk is null and void anyway, because that's the fight that Devin Haney and Bill Haney want, period. But if he doesn't, then it gets more interesting to see how this fight, and if the fight can get agreed upon with Devin Haney and Keith Thurman. So let's see how it unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.